The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
And good morning. She has made it back for another day. How are you, Debbie?
Good morning. Doing good. It's Wednesday, hump day. Getting close to the weekend. I'm excited about it.
Weekend. Is there anything big going on this weekend? I just, for some reason, can't remember what is happening.
This weekend,
we got the Indian Fair starting today, and I still have not heard what the replacement is of Lady A.
I haven't heard that either. Yeah, if anybody knows, let us know. Other than that, I really don't know what's going on this weekend. I know that I'm going to do some, I've been out of town so much. It's kind of nice to be at home one weekend to get a few things taken care of.
Roll around in your own floor and go, thank heavens.
I know. Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, what you do, where you go. There's nothing like waking up in your own bed.
Yeah. It's nice. And I mean, I've got so many little projects. I'm big on waking up in the morning, thinking of a project, buying the stuff, and then it sits there for months. So I have all these little piles of projects that I'm going to knock out. Simple things, like hanging some shelves or different things like that.
Shelves, oh boy.
Well, I redid a room, and when we redid the room, I have an older house, and we took a wall out. We took the sheetrock off, and we noticed this little cave. I don't know, it looked like maybe there was a door there at one time. So but it was already blocked off on the other side.
Right.
So I decided to do wood shelves in there. It's really cute. But the way I did them as floating shelves, but the floating shelves kept falling off. So now I have to put some brackets in there.
Yeah, you hear this nationwide a lot where people start restoring homes and they find these hidden rooms that are in them that blocked off that nobody knows about.
My entire house, I found out under sheetrock, is shiplap.
Oh, that's pretty stuff.
Or tongue and groove. It's built. Like, I think a tornado could hit that house and it wouldn't budge.
It's solid.
It's solid.
They seem to have built them better back in the day. Oh, and if you're watching from television this morning, we've made some adjustments. We read where you said yesterday there were some audio issues with the television side. Yeah. We've made some adjustments. We hope that fixed it. So if you're watching on that end, let us know if it sounds okay.
I hope so. Yeah, Jan Bushman called yesterday and said it was just crackly. And I said, well, maybe that's my voice. It's kind of crackly.
Neil Diamond, wasn't it? Crackling Rose.
Did I tell you? A friend of mine the other day, she had COVID, and she got tendinitis from COVID. And she said that she can't pick up, it's hard for her to pick up male voices.
No, wait a minute. What do you mean?
And I was very insulted because she could, the tone.
Yeah.
Was making it hard, and I was so insulted because she said she couldn't hear my voice.
So she would say you sound like a man?
Because I do. I have the deepest voice, and it just gets worse as time goes by.
I have no comment on this.
It's always been deep. I was born with a deep voice.
Yeah,
my mom had a deep voice. My sister has it. Yeah. And actually, I think Katie's voice is kind of deep, too.
It's not that deep.
No, but give her some time.
Give her a few years.
Yeah, give her a few years.
I got a couple of more years on you, babe. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, a lot has transpired since we last talked of crime and things that go on in the community. And let's start with a few of these. Let's pull this up and show some maps. Where do you want to start, Debbie?
I guess Grandview Avenue. Isn't that where it first started?
It is. As we pull this up, Grandview, right along in here is where we started getting reports last night.
Yeah. And those were gunshots.
Gunshots. No one was hurt.
Did they find anything?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
That just kind of went by. But as the evening progressed, it would change, wouldn't it?
Well, it's kind of strange because we were on the phone and we were like, it's been so quiet. And then somebody sent you a message and said, gunshot. And it was a Honda. I believe a Honda was shot up, maybe.
That was actually what was driving. They were driving a black Honda.
Oh, okay. They were driving a black Honda and shot up a house?
Yeah, it was a house got hit. It was. And pull this up where we can see this. Now, this is 36 and 37th. It started on 36 and then ended up here directly behind AutoZone. This is 8th Street if you're looking at the map here. Here's J&J Tire. You go through that red light and you get to about where AutoZone is, and due south of there is where all this happened. Now, people are saying anywhere from 50 shots, somewhere around in there, were fired. Mm-hmm. And the more and I brought this up this morning before you came in, of when all this started, it was mainly some pistol shots that we were hearing. Bang, bang, bang. I'm hearing more and more about this being AR-15s, that people are doing drive-bys with now.
Yeah, and that's terrifying. That they have AR-15s.
Yeah.
And just randomly shooting places, not caring who they hit,
Yeah.
what they hit. But that took place, and I think it was a wide perimeter that they covered.
Yeah, the police blocked it. Because if
Yeah.
you saw the pictures I posted, and it had the shell casings in the road. Now, a car was hit, but and this was the interesting thing, but the person that sent me the message said, I just saw somebody hit the ground. And at first they thought they had been shot. But after
I'd be hitting the ground too.
Yeah, I would too. And they crawled away, and I don't think they were hurt. But can you imagine walking down the street and
No.
now, do I know if that person that hit the ground was the target? I don't. Maybe they were horrible shots and just missed them. It
Yeah.
would be a miracle. But this is the streets of Meridian, Mississippi, y'all.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to crawl away. I don't care if I got shot or not. I'd still be laying there. Wouldn't you? I'd be terrified.
I'd be scared they'd come back.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, to my knowledge, they were never caught. They were looking, but the last I'd heard that it was a black 2014 Honda.
and they do it and get out of there.
Yeah.
They do. And what they're shooting at, who knows? What they're trying to get, what their target is. You
Now,
never know.
we moved to the next thing that went on last night, and this sent somebody to the hospital, didn't it?
Yeah.
We have a victim this time.
On Sunshine Road?
Yeah, and let's pull the map up and show everybody where this is.
Yeah.
If you were going up to the NAS Meridian, here's John C. Sinnis Drive that takes you all the way into NAS Meridian here. But if you take a left turn and go just a few feet, the 100 block of Sunshine Road, that would be in between this road right here and Highway 39, a home was shot multiple times.
So that was a target.
Yes, that was a target.
sure.
And the person inside was hit, I'm going to say, at least twice above the kneecaps and the leg.
Oh.
So damaged, they were rushed to the hospital. I don't know anything after that, but that has to be a target. They knew what they were after. Say a few prayers for that. We don't know why someone would shoot the house. I spoke with Ward Calhoun this morning, and he said it happened right around 3:30. You think about that. At 3:30, most people, I wasn't there, you're dead asleep.
Right. I mean, you're assuming that the person's asleep and,
Yeah.
and they came in. Was anybody else in the house?
Don't know. I have not been told all that. The last he told me it was under investigation. Is it going to get to the point, and y'all work with me on this, when you build your house, that within the walls of the house that you put steel to where if your house is
Bulletproof. Make
Yeah.
it bulletproof.
where it gives you some protection? Is it going to move to that?
I mean, it sounds like it. I hope not. I hope it. You know, I and maybe because we didn't have the news cycles like we have now, and maybe it's not immediate information and so much information that we get now. But do you ever remember that?
I don't. I don't ever remember it being this bad.
You
Now,
know.
Meridian. Now, let's back up and you think about Meridian's history. It has had a bunch of things go on. Back during the 50s and 60s, there were bombs that went off. If you remember the guy on that, up from where your subdivision was, like you're going out of Meridian, you remember the guy that was murdered there in his house years ago?
Well, that was a hit.
Yeah, he was a hitman, done that.
Yeah.
You'll leave that there, too.
There's a book written about it.
Yeah. So
Right?
there's, yes. And then, you get back to the Kemper County massacre. We're not shy of things that are wrong, but they were usually targeted things. This is just so, and maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe this is all target. They know exactly who they're after.
I feel a lot of these are targeted, but I guess you do. I kind of grew up in, not always. We lived in the country for a little bit when I was growing up around my grandparents and everything. And I guess at some point people got into fights and shotguns or whatever, or help. But you just didn't call the law, I guess. I don't know.
They
'cause
were
that was out
settled
in the
among each other.
Yeah.
But I do take that back of what I said, not being targeted. Every murder that has happened this year has been a target. It has. After I think back
I
of
feel
what
like
I just
it has.
said. It has.
They may have missed their target and hit somebody else.
Yeah. And we got a lot more that went on overnight.
Yeah.
That's a few of the stories that are developing as investigators go into all this and try to piece it back together. And you have to put yourself in the place of the law. They show up, all this has happened, and they've got to slowly put it together and hope that witnesses give them the accurate information to solve it.
Right. And, we don't have 7-Elevens here, right?
No, we don't.
But you saw the story about the 7-Eleven shooter that just went to, on the 7-Eleven day, they had a celebration where you got free Slurpees all over the country. And the 7-Eleven, somebody just came in and randomly would shoot different stores.
Yeah.
And hit how many people? 6 people.
At least.
At different stores on 7-Eleven
That's just
for
mean.
their celebration. Why?
Oh, I agree. Lunches coming up. Scotty, Ray, and Deb, as we start your Wednesday, it is Hump Day, and we're going to say a few thank yous to people watching here. I even see your sister up today.
Is my sister up?
I saw her.
Where? Deanne, are you? Oh, there she is. Good morning, Deanne.
She got American
I love
flag
you.
around her.
I know. She's such a good person. Good morning to, let's see, Lenny Timms, LaWanda, Winnie. Is that Winnie Bartley?
That's Winnie.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you have I hope it is cooler weather. Is it going to be cooler weather? I don't think so. I think it's going to be really hot today.
It
and
is.
Cindy Hatcher, good morning to you. Carrie Latham, good luck today. She's got
She's going for a job interview?
no, she's got a little procedure she's going to go have done.
Okay. I thought she was applying for another
Yeah.
job.
Hey, Denise. Yeah.
More could be up with Scotty, Ray, and Debbie. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. California strawberries, 2 for $5. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Vidalia onions, a 3-pound bag, only $3.99. Heinz tomato ketchup, 32 ounce, $3.49. Boneless whole pork loin, $1.79 a pound. And boneless center cut pork chops family pack, $2.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Can you believe it's been 21 years since Joe opened his store? I think
know.
we were there for the grand opening.
Has it only been 21 years?
You know, I won't even take you back, and there's a picture that exists. I can't put my hand on it at the moment, but we were there for the grand opening of Bonita Lakes Mall. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do remember that.
That was 90.
That was huge.
98.
Yeah.
There's not a super Walmart that we weren't there for the grand opening.
We were
That's
look, we were at the grand opening of everything, but the grand opening of the Silver Star.
Yep.
Right?
Remember that?
The Golden Moon.
Yep.
Remember that? But we spent a lot of time at those.
Oh, all of the Hard Rock cafes. You remember when you went underwater with the phone? Off the
Yeah.
big slide?
Because you made me. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime there was something that had to be done that was a little scary or a lot scary, Scotty Ray would bow out, and I would end up having to do it. I had to fly in that airplane with that man. Scared me to death.
Where you turned the engines off?
He turned the engine up. Okay, so I did 2 of those where they were the stunt planes before the air show. Then I had to fly, which I did it, even though I was terrified. I flew with the Blue Angels, which I had to do that because my dad was Air Force, and we lived on a base that they trained the Thunderbirds.
Right.
And so that was a big deal because I have 4 brothers, and I thought, oh, they're going to die when they find out.
They asked me, and I said, nope, but Debbie
He said
will.
no. And then remember, I was going to do that helicopter thing, the Black Hawk, and jump out of it. And thank God they canceled that at the last minute because I really did not want to do that.
Yeah, things like that just never excited me.
Yeah, Dunkin' Booths, been there. Pies in the Face, did it.
But truthfully, you look back at most of the major businesses, we were there back in the day when they had their groundbreaking ceremonies.
Yeah, the mall that was a big deal for that mall.
Oh, yeah, the Black Tie Fair the night before it officially opened.
They did. They had the gala.
Yeah.
The gala. I do remember that.
It is just, and then we used to do the outdoor show there with Jay's Taxidermy, and it would be somewhere between 100 to 130,000 people that would come to that over that weekend.
Well, and the
was
talent
humongous.
shows.
Yeah.
Think about the talent shows we did. Huge talent shows.
It was.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody.
And some great talent.
Ooh, yeah.
I always think about, it's strange because Madison Hardy, Madison?
Yes.
She was in our talent contest. I mean, an absolutely phenomenal singer. Yes. But now she has a makeup company in Nashville. She does make artists makeup and things that's big.
And she just happens to have this brother.
And then this brother, like, where did Hardy come from? Did he ever do our talent
I
contest?
don't remember Hardy doing it, but Madison was always there. And then next thing you know,
It's Hardy is like super famous, and I ran into Madison
And her
in
husband
Green
is
Hills
so-
Mall one day. Her husband is the nicest, and they have little twins now.
co-wrote Blake Shelton's God's Country.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how things have turned out.
Yeah, and then Cheryl Stark. She, which it wasn't Stark then. What was her last name? Cheryl.
Remind me. You think of that?
Super cute.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. Gosh, I know it's right. See, this is what happens when you get older. But she did a lot of our talent contests, and I mean, she does really well.
That's
really well in
wonderful.
Nashville. Yeah.
It's a lot of famous people. We got another little special guest who's wandered back in the studio with us. We welcome Dylan Ray back.
Dylan, look, he looks like
man.
it's the Blues. Yeah, the Blues Brothers.
How y'all guys doing today?
I like that. Can I wear that? I thought about wearing my mask. Just kind of cover some stuff up there.
Oh, hush.
I know.
Hey, watch out. Watch out.
So what's the occasion for the hat and all today?
I gotta give a big presentation today, and I dressed up in some get up like this last year, and I thought I was gonna actually take it seriously this time, and they texted me, one of the higher ups did, and said, "Hey, put your clown suit back on." And I said, "Okay," and I didn't mind. This show it didn't seem too highbrow, so
I like the look. I like the look a lot. But see, if I were, to me, that would be the wearing sunglasses. That way you can kind of hide behind it and
Right.
and just not be nervous.
yesterday.
Let me wear my sunglasses and my mask.
What was that song? I wear my sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a song?
Yeah, it was a song.
I
I forget
wear
about
my
who.
sun-
I just always assumed that if I don't know who it is, it's by John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
But it's probably not John Mellencamp. It's absolutely not John
No, it's
Mellencamp.
not.
I don't know
Who sings
that-
that? Oh, it's Cheryl Luquar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's
Who's-
the lady who Deb was talking about a second ago that we couldn't.
Yeah. Everybody knows Cheryl Luquar. She
I
sang
know.
here all the time.
She opened our talent show.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that's who sang the song.
No, that's not who sang the song. Who sang I Wear My Sunglasses at Night? Somebody Google it. Dan, Google that for me real quick and put it up there. I can't sit here and Google right
Corey
now.
Hart.
Huh?
Corey Hart?
Maybe so.
I have no
No,
idea.
who's Corey Hart?
Who knows?
Was it a
Well, exactly.
one-hit wonder?
Let's just credit it to John Cougar Mellencamp and call it a day.
Okay, let's do that.
I don't know who that guy is, but it's got John Cougar Mellencamp vibes, and that's good enough for me.
Dan, I hope. Look, speaking of wearing that costume, real quick, I got to just tell you this.
What?
So, we kind of got real relaxed with the COVID thing and not wearing masks anymore and all that stuff. But every time my sister and I went to the store, this has been over the past year, she'd throw that mask on. And I'd say, "Why are you wearing your mask?" And she goes, "Because I think I just look better with my mask on." And I thought, it does cover up a multitude of sins, doesn't it?
Is that what she said?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just, because when you get a little older and you got this little thing going right here. And, so I thought, well, shoot, could I do it in here and just act like I've been exposed? And that way,
No, it won't work.
No.
We're not going to let you get away
Living
with that.
life in a turtleneck is no way to go about.
it's not. It's not. A turtleneck doesn't help anymore, though. It used to.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Now
What's-
it would have to be a turtleneck to here.
I was in the store the other day trying to find a mask. 'Cause I didn't have one on me at the time, and I was looking for something cheap, and I got what are those weirdo masks that like go all the way around your neck, and they're like $15.
Oh, it covers your neck, the whole
Yeah,
thing?
it covers your
That's
neck
what I
and your
want.
face.
It's called the Jesse James effect.
That's what I thought. I don't understand them.
Do they work?
All I've
Honestly, I
seen-
feel like most masks I wear obviously does not work because I got
right.
COVID.
I don't know. I've only seen them worn by men.
Yeah. The guy that, speaking of, the guy that done a bunch of robberies was wearing those. Y'all remember that? He robbed the
Well, see,
Shell
that was-
station by the airport, robbed another store, and he got away.
That created a whole new problem with the robberies.
And speaking
Because
of,
they could walk in with the
Yeah.
mask on and nobody could say anything, and then they're going to rob you.
Corey Hart is being backed up singing the Sunglass song. Y'all were right on that. Corey Hart. Sheila, thank you for telling us. Sheila Johnson passes that along to us.
Deanne said I save on makeup when I can wear a mask. And it's the truth.
Bet you do.
Yeah.
So as we brought up the robberies there, we've had another one. As we broke the story to you over the weekend that the country store on Pine Springs was robbed. And what they done was they thought they were clever to where they knocked out the power. And then after I started investigating this, it turns out that the people that robbed that store, the same MO. So we're going to say it's the same people had robbed about 8 different stores by destroying the power box and then robbing it. It happened again last night. As we pull this up, let's show you right down from Anderson's Hospital as we go to Google to show you this. This is where Walgreens sits here. Fire station number 1 sits there. This is going to be the Lima headquarters, and right over here is the cleaners. This gas station that's right on the corner here is what was hit. As we pull this up to where you can take a good look at it, they done the same thing. Knocked the power out last night, busted the glass doors out, and went inside.
I drove by it this morning after you told me about that, and they'd already cleaned it all up. But this is either there's a bunch of copycats doing it, or it's one person that's going in.
It's 4.
It's 4 people.
It's 4 people. It's very organized. Everybody's got their job of what they do when they break in. They've probably even timed this out of how long we're going to be inside and what we're going to take. Their main take is cigarettes. That's what they want. And if you happen to leave some change in the drawer, they're going to take that too. But Swisher Sweets.
Swisher Sweets.
I cannot say that.
Swisher Sweets.
But, you know, if you happen to see somebody with extra 10 packs
Swisher
hanging out their
Sweets.
pocket, you might want to call Ward Calhoun or maybe the
So they're taking all the cigarettes probably.
particular brands. They're not just taking, they're really like Newports. That must be an easy item to sell. Now, I have not spoken to anyone as to what they took from this store, but that's what's happened in the past to the other stores.
I hate to even bring it up because I hope nobody copies it, but don't you remember years ago when people were doing the ATM machines?
Yes.
They would break in real fast, get the ATM machine, hook it up, and get it out of there. And then I guess go beat it up. But now it seems like they would have so many trackers and everything. I want you to go back to that gas price that was available at that time.
I'll show you 2. Because apparently these pictures on Google were taken at different times.
They were.
Yeah, you look at this one, it is saying that the gas there was $2.99. Let's go back over here. Let me do a different angle. It was cheaper on the other side when they took the picture. Who remembers when gas? Well, it was $2.99.
No, it was $2.99. Wait a minute, you had a $2.49 a minute
That's
ago.
what I thought it said. But as we look at the picture here, it's
You
saying
must have been at a different angle again.
must be.
No, it did say 249 earlier.
It did say it. So each angle, because they'll go, I guess they go to one street and go, I'm calling it a day. And then maybe that they don't get back for a few weeks, and then a new president steps in, and
Gas prices change.
Gas prices change.
Yeah, I'm not getting the
What was
cheaper
Walgreens
gas.
selling at the time? How much was it?
It was $4.49 Dasani water.
That's kind of.
If anybody's interested in that, right
24,
there.
yeah.
24 pack for $4.49.
Don't get me started on bottled water. Takes me over the edge.
But we've got some serious criminals doing this now. This is not to be taken lightly. There's probably, I only know of 8, and I was told there's probably more that I'm not aware of. Watch this stuff in the middle of the night. If a store is normally lit up that you pass by on your route home, call the law, say something doesn't look right. Give them a heads up where they can get a jump on this.
So they're getting in and out of there, even an alarm system going off before anybody can make it to it.
Yeah.
That's how
Killing the
fast.
power.
That's how fast.
And your only hope on this is to have, and if y'all are store owners, make sure that you switch your cameras to battery backup. Everything here I've got is on battery backup in case the power goes out, it doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
So invest in that. It's well worth the money.
When I sold real estate, people would have those alarm systems that if you accidentally set it off, and it would go, step away from the buildings. It would terrify me. Do you know what I'm talking
Yes, I
about?
know.
I mean, it would have the loudest speakers telling you to step away from the buildings.
As a matter of fact, I sent you on a run one night to take pictures of a wreck, and you
Oh,
were
I got in
told to
trouble.
promptly get away.
You're not joking. I pulled into somebody's parking lot to take pictures, and it said, please move off of the property. And I was like, oh, God, please let me out of here. I got off of the property real
They
fast.
were watching you.
Yeah.
Was it using the GPS voice, or was it like automated or pre-recorded?
Yeah, it was automated.
I guess it's when it trips it has that.
I guess if your
image of-
car sits there too long, it triggers it. Because I was there for a minute or two, and then I guess it didn't like me sitting there.
I had somebody telling me, and I've never used one, the Ring doorbell, to where you can talk to people that show up on your doorstep and go, "Hey, get away from my house."
Oh yeah, Katie's got one, and
Technology.
she actually got a friend falling off of her porch, which is not fun. It wasn't funny at the time, but
It's funny
pretty
now.
funny. Yes. She said, "Bye."
Look, all your family members commenting how great you look today. There's Daniel.
Hey, Daniel. Daniel, I love Daniel so much. He's
Sandy
he
White, how
loved
are you
me.
doing? Glad to see you. Linda Culpepper up joining us there. Denise Burnside is back again today.
Yeah, I have to have my family on there, but yeah, to give me that boost. I have a great family.
Jessica's joining me from down at Rodney's Muffler. Good to see her.
I asked Mike yesterday, I said, "What did you think about the show?" And he goes,
What show?
"Yeah." I'm not lying. He said, "Oh, is that where you're going in the mornings?"
He was thinking peace.
Oh,
There
Daniel.
will be peace in the valley. Anyway, that's a few of the things that happened around Meridian. Now, wait a minute. I did get a report of something else here. I wanted to bring this up, too. I remember I got a text on this. Somebody was going down the road and said, "Hey, you need to bring this up in the morning because somebody's going to get hurt." A man up by the mall.
This morning?
Yeah, this morning at around 3. Let's see. This was around 11 p.m. last night near the mall. Man laid out in the middle of the road. Now, this is not the first time. We've seen it on the North Hill Street, but the first time I've heard of it over by the mall.
Do you think they're just doing it, or they're drug induced, or they're
I'm going to go
I got tired,
drug
induced?
Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
Because there is, from
That
what...
would be the most traumatizing thing, is to accidentally hit somebody.
And
you know, like there's a rash of people jumping off of bridges in Middle Tennessee. There's a bridge in particular that people like to jump off of, I guess, to end their life. But if you're going to end your life and you're that dedicated, do it somewhere where you're not ruining everybody else's life by accidentally hitting
Now,
you.
we know this happened just, was it 2 months ago? Highway 493, right outside of Meridian. A lady was sitting in the middle of the highway, sitting there in the dark. And the gentleman that hit her had no way to miss her. And she lost her life. Awful.
And that never goes away from
No.
the person that did it.
Because, even with animals, you feel you can't, how that is where you try to miss and you can't. We don't want any of that happening there.
I hit that armadillo that time. I didn't feel bad about that at all. I'm just,
that they...
I was mad at that armadillo because it ate the entire bottom of my car out.
It'll rip an oil pan out for sure.
I mean,
Those
I thought it was
critters
going to come through the
are
car.
tough. Hey, I talked about the governor this morning. Everybody's saying that he's going to have a real tough time getting reelected there. One-term Tate, as I refer to him.
What's he up to now?
Well, it's just talking about that of the different people that's going to run. Lynn Finch, you think she's got a shot at that? You know, she's the Attorney General for the state of Mississippi.
I don't know.
And then you've got the whatchamacallit, Lieutenant Governor.
You've got Michael Watson.
Yeah, Philip Gunn is the one I was trying to think of. That probably will, but I'm not sure. I'm a big fan. I'm just not. I don't know enough about him.
I mean, you need to stop slandering all these people. You know, they fund this show, don't you know? They probably aren't going to come on for another interview either.
Tate has yet to show up. He's invited, but I don't. You know, and my theory with him has always been that if you say one thing, stay to your word. But as we all know, most politicians do not. Most, not all.
Now, I do believe that we're probably going to start getting those updates every day from Tate and all of them with
Yes.
COVID, because of that makes his presence known at all times.
Yes, it does.
And I do believe it's about to start getting really bad with COVID, and especially with our fairs and everything like that.
It is, and y'all be careful. As I mentioned, confinement is what makes it worse. So if you stay in a cabin overnight, just saying it could make it increasingly worse. The outside is not as bad from what I've understood. I'm not a medical person, but the indoor confinement is what causes it.
Yeah, and I'm here to say, I know that news cycles run, and sometimes people think, well, they're just making it a bigger deal than what it is. From experience of what I just experienced a few weeks ago, with my mom passing away and about 20 of us getting COVID at the funeral, or in that time period, and all of us very closely related. It was my brothers, their wives, they're my mom's grandchildren, and it ran through us. And some vaccinated, some not. It didn't matter. Some just had COVID, had antibodies. It didn't matter. It got us all. And so this BA5 and BA4 and BA5, they are right. It breaks the barrier of a lot of antibodies.
I'm just shocked that you know what the terminology of all those are.
I studied it.
Told you that.
When I was laying in bed for a week.
I was about to say, would you get?
You don't have a lot to do. I was going, why did I get COVID? Why am I so sick?
I was thinking of junior samples when you went into that BR549.
Oh, yeah.
Who could forget that?
I got to meet what is it, JR? What was his name?
Junior. You could
from
say
Hee
that.
Haw. From Hee Haw, right? But yeah, so everybody be very careful with it because it's affecting children a lot more.
It is.
They're getting it, and it's making them a little more sick. My little grandson, the cutest baby on earth, got it, and he is only 9 months old, and he was pretty sick from it. Very high fever. Had to take him to the ER. Also got COVID hands and feet, where they swell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I made
be
a
careful.
misspoken statement. I need to correct. LaWanda got me hooked up there. Gunn is the Speaker of the House of Mississippi. I said
okay.
that he was something else. My boo-boo on that. I appreciate that. So
thank
much
you.
to do, so much to talk about. Don't go anywhere. It's a lot left to do this morning as we bring in it's already Wednesday, believe it or not, right here. Scotty, Ray, and Debbie, along with Dylan Ray.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions. Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Debbie as we get viewers from New Orleans.
New Orleans. Hey, be careful in New Orleans. I think they just reported the 3rd case of monkeypox.
You're right. That's the latest scare. When I took my mother to the doctor yesterday, that is now a question. Have you been exposed to monkeypox? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. That would be my luck, getting monkeypox. And they say, it looks like you might have a good case of impetigo at first. But then they say all these other symptoms come along with it. So just be on the lookout because you never know what's going to hit you next.
Joey says we need to go 3 hours.
Yeah, Joey, you wrong. I actually had to take time off. I took hours off of my job to come and help my friend Scotty Ray out. What a nice person I am.
Oh, you are. We do appreciate you doing that. And
I wanted to be legal about it. I didn't want to just sneak out and do it. So I wanted to be
kind of like
on the up and
documenting
up.
where you are. This isn't like you went to the store.
Yeah, it's not like I could
just.
nobody knows. I'd hate for my director or somebody to pop up and go, oh.
Hey, Sandy Carroll, glad you agrees with them. Blake Jones is watching us. Also, Wayne and Dolores.
Blake
Robertson.
Jones. Hey, Blake. That's
Nice
Katie's
to see y'all.
friend.
Christy Skipper, how are you today? Joey Eckerman, Don Carney. That's in Florida. How you pronounce that in Florida?
Where?
Okeechobee. How do you say that name?
I'd say Okeechobee.
Okeechobee, I'm sure.
Okeechobee.
Watching from Okeechobee. I guess that's right.
Might be
Ocean
far off.
Springs, there we go.
Let's take a minute and look at a few things that happened on this date as we look back in time of things that go on around our world. 1928, you go, wow, that's a long time ago. But it's not really when you start looking at the people that came from that era and how you remember them. Who remembers this guy? Hogan's Heroes.
Watched it religiously.
Bob Crane.
Well, have you watched it since then? I see these shows like Hogan's Hero and some of them, and I think, why did we watch that? Especially like a young girl.
Right.
I was like 10, 11 years old watching Hogan's Hero. Did I really know what was going on?
Well,
did I understand it? But that's all that was on TV. You had
was
3
it
channels.
Schultz that you really thought was attractive back in the day? Schultz. I know nothing. I see nothing.
That's it. Yeah.
And then there's Colonel Clink.
Yeah.
But if y'all will remember, and Dylan, you probably don't know this because this just wasn't.
No.
You know, Bob Crane died a very horrible death. You know, he was shot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had gotten into what we call making motion pictures that isn't socially acceptable. Filming things that you shouldn't be filming.
Explain more. What are you doing?
I'm going to let you just
No,
wander
I'm
out there to your own there. But he was shot over such
He was
situation.
making racy films.
Yes, he
racy.
was. Private racy films and was,
For profit.
I don't know about for profit, but he was into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He got killed. Shot. Whew.
Oh, there's
This
another
guy.
one I watched.
1940. Anybody remember this guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember his character's name
No,
on there.
he was
but
on
it
what was the name
Star
of the
Trek.
Star Trek.
Did you ever watch
Watched
that,
it.
Dylan?
Dylan.
Was it Star Trek?
Yeah, did you watch all that?
No,
Oh,
the
no.
old. The
yeah,
original.
No, I haven't yet, but I've seen a lot of people saying that they've started picking up on it recently, of going back and watching. Oh God, what Next Generation and
Oh,
But that so Star Trek, we watched that because that was another on the 3-channel situation that we always, you know, you
right, right.
You didn't have a lot of choice, so you watched it. What is Star Wars? Remember when that movie came out? It was the biggest movie in the history of all.
It was.
movies? Have you watched that?
Never seen it in my
Don't
life.
do it. Don't do it.
Is it?
It is the worst movie that I've ever watched in my life. But it was huge.
It was.
And we took a bunch of kids when my girls were in school. We went to Mountain Home, Arkansas, and that was the movie they played in the theater. It looked like we had drugged every one of those kids. Every kid fell asleep. It was awful.
I can vaguely remember when you and I were in radio, and one of the sister stations we were with wanted to do a contest where people dressed up as characters, and I remember looking at them like, "You people have lost your mind."
The Star Wars people.
Yeah,
was this a Star Wars movie that y'all went to see, or a Star Trek movie? That you
it
went
could have
to
been a
see?
Star Trek. It was one of those that theme.
Oh,
Star
sure.
Trek and Star Wars. What do they call that? They have a big gathering, something con. Something con.
Talking about the one kind of in the Midwest.
I mean, they have it all over.
Comic-Con?
Huh?
Is that the one you're talking about, Comic-Con?
Yeah, Comic Con.
That's it. That was in Jackson a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they
have 'em all
pop
over the
up
place.
everywhere.
I just got corrected from the streets of Kemper County as we go up to Cow Creek. Britt tells me I was wrong. I was in the neighborhood, though. His business that he was into got the best of him, so to speak, didn't it?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Bob
what?
Crane was beaten to death with a camera tripod.
Well,
I
that's
thought he
way
was shot.
That's way different from being shot.
Well, I mean, he was into the filming thing there, and I thought
Somebody
he was,
picked up the tripod and beat him to death.
Yeah. And while they were doing what he shouldn't have been doing,
Wow.
trying to keep it all PG of what he was doing there.
You're being so cryptic.
Well, I think most people can get where I'm hinting. Like you were picking on me yesterday about words that I won't say.
Can I say them?
Oh.
We were talking about something, and I said bra.
Oh,
I said
stop it.
bra. He goes, "Don't say that. Don't say that." And I remember in radio, you wouldn't let me say it. You were like, "Please don't say that word." He calls it brassiere, which I don't even know if the newer generation knows what a brassiere is. And I noticed one day, we were talking, I think it was one of my nephews, and we were talking about lingerie, and they said, "What is lingerie?" Because I guess you don't, no, negligee. Negligee. So I guess that's not something that people use. Dylan, do they use that term?
I hear the term. I don't know what it means.
I mean, I guess you don't
something
see
that you wear?
ads.
Is that something that you do? Like I negligeed my responsibilities.
No,
And,
I think that's neglecting.
I see. Okay.
Negligee. I don't see it in ads. I don't see
It's
it.
what you see Saturday morning in Walmart nowadays.
You sure don't see it at your home, do you?
No married man has ever seen that. They don't even know what it is. 1940, this next guy would become your hero. Anybody remember him?
Oh,
Harrison
who doesn't?
Ford.
That's the best.
I really like him. And you even
I
like
love
that, don't you, Dylan?
Harrison
Raiders of
Ford.
the Lost Ark, all
course.
that good stuff.
Yeah. Was it Romance in the Stone?
Yeah, no. He wasn't in that.
No, who was
That
it?
was Michael Douglas.
That's right. Kathleen Turner.
Yep.
Was in it.
That was a good show,
Yeah.
though. There's a generation
Cheech
that
and Chong.
really like this next guy. They sometimes don't remember anything from the 60s or 70s, even to this day. Cheech.
Okay.
was born on this day.
I know I have a story for everything, but I have led a very odd and colorful life. at some
You didn't hang
points.
out with cheats, did
No,
you?
but the first movie, and my mom wanted to go see that movie so bad in the 70s.
Up in
Cheech
Smoke?
and Chong, Up in Smoke. And my mom took me. She and I went to see Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. I was like, what year did it come out? I was like 13, maybe.
And you didn't need to be watching it, did you?
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but
But at the time.
I probably didn't even understand what it was about.
You look-
She took me to see The Exorcist. I was 13. I was traumatized for the rest of my life. But I guess I was the only person that would go with her. Yeah, I went to see that with my mom. The first run movie. Cheech and Chong.
It did have some funny scenes in it.
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, we grew up with Cheech and Chong.
They were funny people. Who remembers the Barbara Mandrell show? Does anybody?
Yeah.
Remember her sister, her
remember.
baby sister Louise? She is still beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, is that
Gorgeous
an old
girl.
picture?
I'm not sure.
It's easy to say, pull up one of my old pictures and say she still looks good. Yeah, she was born in 54. Yeah, I'm sure she still looks good. She's only 70.
Also on this date, we got a nomination
68.
for president. We'd go back to 1960 today, and this guy would get the nomination. And I just had to put the extra picture in here. I couldn't help myself, because if you think of him, you really think of her and all that went on behind the scenes.
Have you watched the documentary on Netflix?
I missed it.
You need to watch. Well, I mean, it's still on there. It's pretty good.
There was a lot, and then of course Bobby filled in for him after he went away.
It's all about
in
that.
a lot of ways.
It's all about that.
Wow,
Yeah,
Those
she
Kennedys-
kept it all in the family.
she did.
Yeah.
And some even say that might be why she's not with us anymore, because she knew too
Well,
much.
yeah, you need to watch that documentary. It's pretty good about
Liked
Marilyn
it.
Monroe.
Okay, 1974. Dylan, I doubt you know this song, but Debbie used to sing along to this. She had an 8-track to it, and it was 1974.
If you love me, let me know.
If you
I
don't.
I can't sing. Then let me go.
Yeah.
I can't sing because my voice is.
Olivia Newton-John had the #1 song in 74 this date.
She was it.
She was.
And then the movie came out.
There was a movie
with John
to that?
Travolta. No, when
Oh,
Grease
Grease.
came out, she just. That was it. She was huge.
Now, I want to say this too. If you don't actually own a company now and you've got somebody running your company, maybe your daddy gave you the company or your granddaddy gave you the company. You got an old boy that's running the company, he's doing a good job. But jealousy gets the best of you. You should not let that happen. And this happened on this date back in 1978. He couldn't stand it because this guy kept making the cover of magazines of his company because he was president of it. And
Yeah.
the one that inherited the company fired him on this date. And I'm talking about Lee Iacocca. And by doing that, the bankrupt Chrysler hired him. And immediately, they made profit.
Wasn't Lee Iacocca the one responsible for the doors that came out like that?
His Mustang. He was the man behind the Mustang. And it drove Junior crazy. And they couldn't handle it. He fired him over that.
Wow.
Little news
Why
there.
above that does it have Ain't No Sunshine?
Because I didn't delete that. Ruh-roh.
Did you notice that?
Not until you said that.
I just because I was trying to figure out your story here, and I was going, okay, American
Lean
Singer,
on Me.
yeah, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on Me.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
some good songs.
I
though.
forgot to delete that.
Okay,
It was.
I
that
thought
was-
Lee Iacocca didn't do that. Oh, I got my hair cut like hers because I thought I'd look good.
How did it work out?
Like every other female in America that got their hair cut like that.
Yeah.
It did not work out.
Let's go back to 1990. What is Debbie talking about? Oh, it premiered on this day.
Such a good movie.
And that was
I
back
love
when you
Patrick
could
Swayze.
almost like Whoopi. I mean, she was.
I
Her
liked her
character
then.
was good.
Don't like her now. But yeah, Patrick Swayze. Yeah. he
Did
was
you see the
everything.
movie Dylan Ghost,
No, I
or is
haven't
that a
seen
little bit?
Ghost.
I know it was before you were born.
I mean,
Are you too young
look,
for that, Dylan?
Hey, it's not about being too young. It's about being culturally ignorant of everything around me. I have got to set down a time where I just go back and watch, Casablanca and
Oh, good show.
I haven't even seen Terminator.
I think you should take every movie that was a huge movie.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
watch
I'm
it,
trying to
yeah.
make a list, and I don't. Should I go with like Academy Award winners from like 40s and up or 30s and up? I don't know what's the definitive list to not be an ignoramus on all this.
Hey, I need to correct myself. The Full Wing Door was John DeLorean. I don't even know.
John
why I was
DeLorean.
thinking about Iacocca.
But yeah, you're right.
He's right. I wasn't right.
That's
at all.
correct.
I was very wrong.
Let's go take a minute and talk about our friends over at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. They got a lot of sales going on. If you haven't dropped by lately, drop in today. This is a look at their Facebook page. So much going on there. Ask about it. They got a big sale going on. Anything that you're looking for, they've got it there. Look at the nursery. So much happens there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply.
Oh, 50% off?
Yeah, I kinda
Huge
like that.
blowout sale. Yeah, all the bedding plants.
Drop in, visit with them. Now, whether it's a gun, if you're looking for potted plants, they've got even your pets and dogs. They've got all that for you. Exit 151.
There is really, honestly, nothing they don't have.
That's true.
If you need candles, they've got candles. If you need fishing equipment, found out the other day.
That's right.
They have fishing equipment.
Visit with them.
They have it all.
Drop in there. Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151, right off the interstate. If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
And welcome back. Scotty Ray and Debbie filling in for Candace this week while she's on vacation. And I don't know if I've formally introduced Dylan Ray as my son. I don't know if everybody knows that.
I think you said that yesterday.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah,
Making sure.
but if there's new people, Dylan.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Dylan got to wear his outfit, and I was rejected on mine coming as the unknown comic.
Man.
I want to do that back. Unknown comic. Because, all those years we did radio.
Oh.
Radio. We were on radio. You didn't have. I could come in looking whatever I wanted to look like. I didn't care.
What was
I wanted to hear it.
the series, when you say that about the unknown comic and stuff, do y'all remember where they were making fun of the scary movies and they come out with that series, The Scary Movie, and the girl had the ugly face and he put the bag over and her bag kept...
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Just funny.
Yeah. Why was the unknown comic so funny?
I don't know.
I don't think it
was really funny now
it was
that we
really
look
all
back.
that funny. Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy was funny back in the day.
Oh, Eddie Murphy, yes.
Talking
definitely.
cars. Let's go back to TV Guide, 1991, what was on the cover. And this was soon after we lost this guy. As America was going, did he really pass away? Anybody remember this? Michael Landon.
Yeah. Everybody, whenever somebody super famous dies, it's always a conspiracy theory of, like when Elvis died.
Yeah.
He's not really dead. He's working at a Burger King somewhere.
He was spotted everywhere.
Yeah. And Michael Landon was the same thing. Because it was just so shocking to lose somebody that young. Like Prince, when Prince died, Michael Jackson. But Michael Landon, what a heart throb.
It was. He was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Little Joe to becoming the dad there, Paul, everybody knew, to moving right on to Highway to Heaven. Boy, that was such a good show. No matter the character that he plays, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, but he done something that was uplifting for America in every role that he ever played.
Yeah, he did.
So let's go back to 1992. I'll never forget the first time that you and I met this guy. As a matter of fact, the picture is right behind you on the wall back there.
Yeah.
Of when we bumped into him, right behind your chair.
Yep.
That was roughly 93 or 4. I don't remember the exact year.
It was
But
95 or 6.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay. This date, this was number 1 on the radio. Y'all remember
Alan.
Don't Rock the Jukebox?
He likes me. I have a picture of it.
You used to tell me that that was Katie's daddy.
Mike probably appreciates that. I've always told Katie that was her father. I said, no, Alan Jackson's your dad. I guess that was kind of rude, but
you go back on this and and if you remember the video, it had George Jones in the video. It had some characters from Andy Griffith, and the song actually Alan wrote that from an actual experience of they were in a honky tonk and somebody leaned up against a jukebox and it shook and it scratched the record, and it was somebody yelled out, "Hey, don't rock the jukebox," and so it stuck, and he wrote that line down and come up with that song.
I love a good old jukebox. Yeah. Back in the day. It was always George Jones. And
yeah.
All those Conway Twitty.
This year in 1992 probably wasn't a good day for Hank Jr. because he fought it. But as we go back, and statistically it was all there, the paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Hank Williams, when he passed away, knew that in about 5 months he would have a daughter or he would have a child. And he wrote out a handwritten letter and went down to the thing and wrote that I will take care of this girl and had it notarized and all. Everything about it. That stuff was hid. Turns out Hank Williams did have a illegitimate child. And her name would be Jet. She didn't know for years. It was always rumored. And today, on this day in 92, she finally proved who she was. Thereafter, she would get half of the royalties from Hank Williams.
Scotty Ray, did we not have?
No, I don't
Jet?
think we did.
No, somebody
she
that
really-
was from Hank Williams Jr.'s.
We had
clan?
we had Hank III.
Okay, I knew somebody.
In the sad story, if you'll listen to him.
Yeah.
Did she name herself Jet, or did her mama name
Her
herself?
mama
Jet?
named her Jet for some reason.
That's
I think of
interesting.
that as a boy's name.
But
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm saying.
Hank still brings in excess of $1 million a year in sales.
That's all. I would think that
It could be more now. This was back in the 90s when I remember
I'm
that
sure
figure
that's
from
more.
that. But and you know, Hank of course wrote "I Saw the Light." There's so many people who don't realize what that
Yes.
man done.
Yeah.
There's only very few handful that I don't call country music country anymore. But there's one guy that stands out that really is true to his roots of what he is. And he's young and he's successful. Looks like somebody in Nashville would pay attention, but they don't. In 19, this went number one, stayed there for 50 weeks.
Wow.
Luke Combs.
I haven't really listened to country.
He's
Do you listen to it
No,
very much
no, I
since
absolutely
we left
not.
country?
I
Because
listen-
it changed so much.
He's got a song called "It Matters to Me," and it just goes through his life. Of his brother was put in jail, and he had to hock his guitar to get him out. And he goes, "I'll never get my money back, but it matters to me that I got my brother." It's just he really sings about stuff that matters.
Yeah.
Not many of those left.
Yeah.
Jet is a stage name. Bobby Jet is her real name.
That's cool. Okay, I can get down
That's
with that.
more feminine.
I was just like, that's. I'd
Bobby
name
Jet.
my dog Jet. I don't know if I'd name my dog.
No, I mean,
Jet.
I know people, I know guys named Jet, but I don't know if they're, you
I
don't.
No.
Yeah.
I do.
I just remember the magazine called Jet. You don't remember the Jet magazine? It was right next to TV Guide.
Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Hey,
It didn't go, no, I just don't make me hit you, Scotty.
look, 3
I
days
don't,
into
I
this
don't, I
already a
do,
fight.
yeah. Somebody said, remember Jerry Clower?
Yes, I do.
Marcel Ledbetter was my uncle. Marcel
Get
was,
out of here.
really?
I always assumed that was just a made up name. And he
Marcel
was just
or
making up
Jet?
people. Well, Marcel and that whole family. I
And it
just
could
thought he
be
was hallucinating them all on stage together.
Maybe it's a stage name.
Gail Williams just made a comment that absolutely shocks me. She says on Jeopardy the other day, the contestants didn't know who Alan Jackson was.
I don't want to shock anybody, but when I first started country radio, I didn't know who Alan Jackson was. Did I, Scotty Ray?
No, I have to admit you did not.
When I found out that I was going to get that, it was an odd way that I actually was hired to be on the morning show, and I didn't listen to country at the time. I listened to old country, but I didn't know any of the new country. I didn't know who Reba was. I didn't know. I know it's hard to believe, but I'd been raising my kids.
Yeah, I
I knew who
remember
Barney.
that.
I knew who Barney was. But I had to sit with my girlfriend Dixie, and she would quiz me. And she would hold up a picture of Alan Jackson. She'd play a song of Alan Jackson. She'd say, "That's Alan Jackson."
Cue cards.
Yeah,
It worked.
and that's the way I learned. And then, of course, I came to love a lot of those songs, and a lot of country. But I like the old country. I don't like the
Absolutely.
new. I mean, when the sound started changing,
Yeah.
What's old? What's new? And what's
Well,
I like storytelling. Storytelling
yeah,
has,
country.
a meaning to it. And of course, one of the greatest that ever existed, and I urge you to go to back, Earl Thomas Conley, ETC. It's like, I want to say that Lionel Richie just listened to a bunch of his stuff to figure out how to write a song.
I love Lionel Richie.
Ooh, boy. More on the way as we take you through this Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. Welcome. We're so glad that you chose us to watch. Stay close.
It's just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for someone to get hay out of the field before rain comes. They're both that important to us.
Dealing with parish is not just a product, it's the people that are there to help you. They're kind of like family, and it's just kind of like having another partner out here on my land.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back as we talk about some of our sponsors that help us out each and every day. How about Godwin Cleaning Services? They do a lot. And this is just a quick glimpse. If you've never visited or seen what they do, maybe you need them. This hospital, look how much cleaner this is. You go from looking like that to after pictures. We slide down. Look at this house. It's just total difference here. It's clean now. As it started out, it was dirty. They can do this, including your driveway, your steps.
It's a world
porches.
of difference.
It is. Again, visit them. Talk to Godwin Cleaning Services. They'll come a-running. They'll get you straightened out. They can set you up on, well, a time schedule, whether you want to do it every few months, whatever the case is. 251-434-4188 is the number to call. Get in touch with them. They'll handle it, or shoot me a message. I'll send you the telephone number to call them.
Hey, real quick, let's see. Desiree Palmer says Alan Jackson was the first concert I went to in the 90s. Faith Hill was his opener. Remember, there's always rumors about him in Faith Hill.
What?
She was barefoot. A boot store gave her a pair of boots. Oh, that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody is agreeing with me. Let me read that one.
Somebody agree.
I agree with you, Debbie, about the old country being the best. It really was. It's just great stories told.
It is.
If you love the old country so much, why don't you go back to it?
Why don't you go back to country,
the old
people?
country.
I always think when you think of old country, I think of George Jones singing "She'll Never Grace the Centerfold," Playboy magazine. Boy, "Shine on Me" was the name of that. "Shine On." Some of these songs are forgotten.
No, the one.
It's a generation that doesn't know what they're missing.
Remember, I got to introduce George Jones on stage at the Silver Star.
Never forget that handshake.
And I was taught. Yeah, I had to wear flats because he's not a very big man. He wasn't very. He was very short.
A little bitty fella.
And I'm kind of tall. But when I shook his hand, it was as soft. I guess I'd always just shaking guys' hands that did work after work or whatever.
Got to go,
but his
Debbie.
little hands were soft.
We want to say thank y'all for coming by and visiting with us today. Dylan, thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
Again, hot weather today. We're expecting about 95, heat index of 103 or so. Storms possible this afternoon. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this. Deb, thanks.
Thank
Dylan.
you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.